that there are many concerns and many fears that humans bring upon themselves. Much of it is due to the process of being in a human body. It is very difficult to be in a human body, to live as a human, yet it is the best place for souls to learn and progress. And so each of you have chosen to be in a body in this incarnation. You must treasure the vehicle that you have. You must treasure your body. Many of you believe that you are a body, but you are not a body. That is an illusion. We have given you this body for you to live as a human. You will shed your body, and still your spirit, your soul will be intact. Many humans don't treasure the gift of the body. They put it down. They give it fear. They feed it fear. They feed it bad food. They feed it worry, anxiety, depression. These are tools that are useful for learning. However, it is not necessary to use these tools to be a light, the light that you are. Remember who you are. It is purposeful for humans when they come into the body to forget who they really are. It's the best way for them to learn. Soon you will be remembering more and more. It won't be as necessary to forget. Many of you have dreams, visions, things, remembrances that seem very odd, remembrances of different times, of different places, especially in the feeling body of different feelings, unusual feelings, feelings that don't feel earthly, that don't feel like they should feel in a body. Everything that a human experiences is real and valid. These are cues and clues to navigate through life. Now the time has come to pay attention to many of these things. They are coming across now because people are wanting to wake up. It is a time on earth for people to awaken. What does that mean, to awaken? It means to know the truth, to know who exactly you are. So you are not a body. You're using this vehicle much like you would a car to travel. Much like you have a house in order to live and shelter and keep you from the cold and the wet and the elements. The body is the same. You leave your body in the night when you sleep. It comes back to you as a remembrance of a dream, but you do much more than that. Some of these things you will remember more and more. It is important to take them seriously, to know that this is real. The dreams that you have or the feelings you have about what happens in the night when you sleep. And so humans are beginning to awaken to the reality of who they really are. You are souls, you are in spirit, you are not a body. And that is the other thing we'd like to speak about today. Your bodies are very important, just like your car, just like your home. Just because they encase the true spirit that you are doesn't mean that you neglect them or abuse them. You don't knock down the walls of your house just because you can. You don't allow your houses to get dirty inside. Well, some of you do, but you know that it is best to clean them and keep them neat, to get rid of the clutter and all those things that you do with a home. It is the same way with the body. Treat it with respect and love. Do not hate this vehicle that you have chosen for this lifetime. The hate brings on sickness, it brings on illness. It embeds into the cells and brings you to a place of death. We don't mean, when we say death, the end of your life, death. We mean like walking dead, like feeling like death, like feeling like you don't belong here. Treat your bodies with respect and love, with love, like you would a baby, like you would your dog. Remember that this is your vehicle, this is your transportation in this life, and you have chosen very wisely. Each of you has chosen the body you live in, and they are very purposeful. They work very well. Is this understood?
Yes. What information can you tell us about the coronavirus?
The sound of this sounds like a big scream of humanity. It is an upheaval. It is an upheaval because many on this planet have not had such a time in their lifetime, though it has happened many times in the history of humanity. There have been other illnesses, other plagues, other things that killed many, many people in body. So today it seems absurd to many people. They don't understand. How can this happen today? As if you are immune to anything that could happen bad to you. In countries that don't have to deal with this type of illness or this epidemic, pandemic, they often deal with other things that are just as pandemic, like poverty, starvation, and war. And so people in first world countries aren't exactly sure what to do with this. Yes, there is a lot of fear. And there's fear of sickness, there's fear of dying. And that is purposeful. They need to look at these things. There's also a sort of a fear, a wonder, a surprise. How can this happen? How can this happen in 21st century? In the 21st century, how can this happen? And so many people are taken by surprise by this. Many people that were aligned with the so-called rat race of life, getting up, going to work, making money, raising a family, going to meetings, at the school for the kids, making sure the children get an education, they get fed, they get clothes, making sure you look good, exercising, diet, television, all these things is sort of a rat race of one day after another repeating itself. These are the people that are most in shock, and many are in denial. Then there are those that so-called prepare for this day, like end of world preppers. There is sort of a satisfaction in a way that they are prepared for this. However, this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the planet. And they will be prepared for the time that they need to be quarantined. And then there are those that are more spiritually oriented, that see this somewhat as a surprise, but not so much, that are trying to navigate, that are trying to be helpful to those that are suffering at this time, that want to make a difference in the world. Some are very altruistic in this way. They came onto this planet with this purpose in mind. These are the ones that are likely to listen to this message the most, and so we will address these. There are many questions among you. First and foremost, how to deal with yourself, how to take care of yourself and your family. These are making sure that you don't succumb to the fear. Don't succumb to messages that are coming by the powers that be. Yes, it is good to take precautions. You don't want to spread the pandemic. You don't want to spread this, especially to very vulnerable populations. So it is good to heed the message of how to take care of yourself and your family. It is not so good to spread negative messages or panic. Get yourself centered, meditate, relieve yourself of the fear, practice this, and then reach out to others that may need your calm and steady voice, your love, your appreciation, and your respect. Respect those that are going through this now, particularly ones that are at the end of their life. Those that are elderly have not come into this life seeking the transformation and knowing the earth changes that are coming. They will not live to see them. These are the ones that are least prepared. Many are taking on the fear, and many are thinking something will take them out of this life. They've lived a good long life and it doesn't matter. So to help with the ones that are most fearful, really, they are just more fearful of separation. They are more fearful of not being allowed to get out of their homes and go to stores, not being allowed to visit with their friends. So these are the ones that need contact. Call them up, chit chat, spend time with them that way. And those of you that are not suspecting that this is unusual, you know what is happening deep in your heart. This is a preparation. This is a preparation for times to come. This is a wake-up call for many. Many that we spoke about that may be caught in the rat race have an opportunity to stop their lives and reassess. Many will also be burdened by financial loss. And that is where a lot of the fear is. In the financial loss, they may lose their jobs. They may lose their businesses. This is all a cleansing time. We would remind you that money is energy. It is an exchange. It is all it is. And to not put so much importance on that. If that is fearful for you, to remember to not move into the future with possible scenarios. If you have enough today, then that is enough. This is the practice that you need to have. It is sad in many ways to see some very valuable services and businesses, especially small ones, not being able to survive this financially. However, when you focus on things outside of yourself, you're not knowing what their process is. If you have friends that are close to you, or family that is close to you, or even you are dealing with such a scenario, talk about it, but know that there's reasons for this. Allow what is to happen and come inward and seek the peace that is inward. Seek the messages that are all around you and that are coming to you. Seek a new way of living. Why is this coronavirus happening? Because many of you have asked for it, asked for a clearing, asked for a new way of life. And the earth must purge herself of many things that need not concern you. And she needs an awakened population. She needs people that love her and care for her. Again, this is very similar to the message of the body, that you have a vehicle. You also chose to be on this planet, this beautiful planet Earth. And just like we are asking you to treat your body as a beautiful vehicle, a beautiful temple of light, a beautiful place, this is what the earth needs to be treated. Look at the things that you do. Stop and slow down and reassess how you treat each other, how you treat the earth. Many of you are reveling and taking advantage of this time apart to do these things, and we encourage you to do these things, to spend time deeply loving one another, spend time deeply loving yourself, spend time in meditation and seeking the things that are not of the physical. These are ways to prepare for the changes that are coming. Look at this as a great opportunity, not to be feared, not to look outside, and not to get caught up in the fear. Practice this, not going to that place of fear in your lives or in your body, going to the place of light, of stability, and the truth of what is happening, the truth of who you are. Many have asked for this awakening. Many have asked to know who you are, because many are of the newer generations that have come onto this earth at this time of shift, of this time of change. And so it is coming. Why is this virus killing the older population and not the younger population? The younger population has come equipped now to go to live on the earth and adjust to the changes that are coming. The older population is leaving now, many to support from the other side. It is all perfectly coordinated. While it may be necessary to check your news sources and to check on these things, it is most appropriate that you do not focus on these things now. These are not reality. This is not real. That is just the fear from the outside. The truth is within you. And within you is going inward in meditation and connecting your hearts with others, even virtually now. Yes, even virtually. It does not matter. Connect your hearts with others, that there may be many openings and many changes, many shifts, and many awakenings. We are so happy to see this time. And it is only fearful because it is unknowing. But know that is perfection, that it is an awakening that many have been waiting for, that you have asked for. Is this clear?
Yes. Will many who do not hear this message die as they did during the Black Plague in history?
No, many will not die. Many more will not die than will die. And that is what humans are looking at. All of those deaths. Focus on all of the ones that are alive. Many people have come to experience this so they can wake up spiritually. They can wake up to the truth. Many will live through this time without hearing this message, only to hear something similar later on. It is a preparation for their bodies. Those that are very, very caught up in the fear won't necessarily die. Mostly elderly people who are seeking to leave right now. Remember that in first world countries, many elderly people are kept alive for longer than they wish to be here. This is purposeful. Sometimes they are fearful and don't know and don't want to leave and clinging on with white knuckling it, so to speak. Many just don't know how to let go. And this is why it is hitting the elderly population mostly. It is time for many to leave. Your hospitals and your medical systems will keep humans alive much longer than they want to. They are trained to do this. They are trained to instill the fear of death in people. Many people get older and they die, and people are shocked, mourned, very sorry. Yes, when a loved one dies, it is difficult for a human to let go. Trust that they are where they need to be, in a better place. There are many of a religious affiliation that believe in this heaven and hell, and this is one life. And this is, they go to a place of heaven. They go to a place of hell away. Many people will be starting to see the truth that believe in this limited paradigm. This is not all to happen at once. This is not while this virus is going around for the next several months. There are many changes that are coming up that will purge the earth of what it doesn't need anymore. Will give the opportunity of people to leave. So this is just not about this one virus. This is just one thing and one occasion. This is helping the first world populations to stop and reflect. There are many changes coming up. Many more things will happen, of which we will not speak of. It is not necessary to focus on those things of the future. We are talking about today, and that is what humans need to remember, to stay in the current, in the present, and to remember to love themselves and to love each other. That is the most important message. Do you have another question?
Regarding the self-care that you mentioned earlier, are there any specifics that we should pay attention to regarding nutrients, mantras, exercises, or other actions that you feel are very important?
One is that your medical systems use drugs to block people from their true self. This is not to say that people should just stop doing whatever drugs are prescribed. This is to say that you must take responsibility for your own health care. You must take responsibility for your own healing. Nothing outside of you can heal yourself. Yes, these are good aids, especially in a first aid capacity of broken bones and accidents. This is where the medical system gets it right. But the drug therapy that is used is something that blocks people from really seeing and knowing their true self. Some of it is very helpful, but others is just a band-aid. It's just keeping them from moving forward, keeping people from learning about their true self. So we would say that you must take responsibility for whatever you put in your body. You must take responsibility, and we repeat this because no one outside of yourself is responsible for healing or keeping you alive. This is your responsibility. Look for natural alternatives. Look for herbs. Look for plant-based medicines. Look for healing of people. There are many healers that use energy medicine that help the body to create a better living vehicle for them. There are many modalities, alternative, they are called, to helping people. And speak the truth to others. Talk about these things. Ask questions. But first and foremost, take responsibility. Do not put the health care and maintenance of your body in the hands of somebody else's decisions. Does it feel right for you to take this medication right now? Maybe it does, and that is good, but make it to be your choice. As far as nutrition goes, this is something that can be found easily in the world. But why are people home? Why are people there? Why, in many parts of the northern hemisphere, is it spring? What do we do at this time? Plant things. Yes, plant a garden. Make your own food. Plant things that you can eat or that you can use to heal, or just for the simple beauty of having flowers and trees. Put nutrients in your body that keep your body alive. So what does that mean? Live food, fresh vegetables, animal sources that are treated in a humane way and killed in a humane way. These are all things that are good for the body. Remember, we are telling you to take responsibility and focus on the reasons that you would want to do unhealthy things with your body. Are you feeling fear or stress or anxiety? Talk to one another. This is very important. This vehicle that we are speaking through has been very encouraged to talk to people, not text them. Yes, that's reaching out, but we need human voices. We need each other. This is why you are here together. And this is why you are separated now. There are many people that are reaching out and doing virtual things that would not even have reached out before. They would have gone to work and gone home, and then numbed themselves in front of the television. They will take time to appreciate that they are alive now and take responsibility for their healing and their health. All these things are good. Meditation is very good, but reaching out and talking and being honest with others is really important. Talking about your fears, talking about the illness in your body. Listen to your body. Why do you have this illness? What is it teaching you? What do you need to change? How can you change it? There are many resources where we won't go into at this time. The most important thing we want to say is take responsibility for your own healing and your own health and your own body. What else?
Is this taking responsibility for your own health the paramount thing that must happen before the coronavirus illness stops spreading?
Yes, absolutely. Feeding your body fear makes it ill. Feeding your body thoughts that are negative, that are scary, is literally your food. What are you thinking about? This vehicle that we are speaking through, as an example, was walking her dog earlier. Each time she started to think negatively about something, her dog stopped walking and stood still as she kept walking. Then when she began to pull the dog wouldn't come. She walked back to the dog and realized that the dog was interrupting her thoughts and stopped thinking this way. This thing repeated itself one other time in this walk. She was able to recognize how her dog was helping her, how her dog was listening to her. It may sound crazy to some people, but we have people and animals in our lives to teach us. Look at these as teachers. What are they teaching you? What are they showing you? Taking responsibility and bringing it home, so to speak, as we are home now. And looking inward, looking at yourself, looking at the things that you do to your body, looking at the thoughts that you think, and the things that you put in your body. All of these are very important. To some, it may sound overwhelming, and everybody has negative thoughts now and then. Watch where they are being interrupted. Ask for this. Ask for help. Ask for help from the spirit realm. We are not cued into helping, as this is a free will place. We will not rescue. We will not help without being asked. Suppose you have an illness, or suppose you even have a pain in your body, in your back, let's say. Ask, why is this happening to me? What do I need to learn? How can I move out of this pain? Ask and you will receive answers if you pay attention. That is how you take responsibility for your healing. Every sort of illness, every sort of disharmony that is in your body, you have brought upon yourself. Yes, some people have caught a virus or a disease from others. Why? What do you need to learn from this? What is it teaching you? Many people simply would get sick in order to stop, to rest their body. They don't even check in enough with their own body to stop it on its own, and so they need to bring an illness. Or maybe they are on the wrong path. They have paid attention too much to the world out there and not into their own heart. So taking responsibility is listening to your own truth. Listening and abiding by your own truth before you can speak it. Just listening to your own truth is the first step. Take responsibility for your own lives and stop blaming the outside world. Is that clear?
Yes. Is there a time frame you see that humanity will have learned this critical lesson of taking responsibility?
Many will learn that now and will begin to learn that. It is hard for us to put things into time because it depends on the free will of the people. It is happening faster now, though. Because of the DNA changes in your body, many things can come faster. Many of you already know this. Many of you have brought trouble, so to speak, into your life, meaning that you are ready and willing to let go of the things that burden you in this life, whether it is clearing up karmic relationships, whether it is clearing out old thought patterns. These things are coming up to clear for many people. It will be years yet that people will begin to really awaken, yet it is happening like a snowball effect. If you awaken and you share what you are learning and what you are experiencing, even with those that you think will not understand, it will touch them on a deep level. It will help them. It will help them to move forward. Do not speak to them as they should do as you are doing. Speak of your own truth as this is what you are doing. Take responsibility again for your own truth and speak it when you are ready. Speak it to the ones that will listen. Speak it to the ones that you don't think are listening, because they probably are listening anyway. So it will have a snowball effect that has already begun. It has already begun. People that are listening to this message today may be of a certain spiritual ilk, that they seek a spiritual life and an alternative solution, alternative life. These are the ones that are beginning to grow and creating this snowball effect, because you are going out and speaking to your friends and family about what is going on for you. Don't be afraid to speak the truth. If the door is shut on you, the message has still been sent. Just speak it from your own heart. When you speak from your heart, most people cannot deny that. It is not a threat to them when you speak from your own heart. If you speak to them as they should do this and they should do that, then they will take it as a threat. So it will have a snowball effect the more that people stand in the truth. And this is why we wanted to speak today. The more messages that get out to the world on the platforms that they are delivered, the more will listen, more will do this, more will begin to heal themselves, heal others. They will love deeper, they will love each other. Some will channel, as in this vehicle is doing now. Some will open up to meditation and yoga and things that help their body. But they will all be seeking to open their hearts to love more deeply of themselves and of others. Do you have more questions?
There are many groups forming right now to try and assist with the elderly and the homeless and poor regarding coronavirus. Should we continue to work with these groups?
Yes, because you are just showing love. You are spreading love. This is what you are doing. It may look like you are feeding them. It may look like you are helping them. It may look like you are doing errands for them. It may look like you are just telling them what to do or helping them in other ways. What you are doing is love. That is the most important thing. Humans should never stop helping each other. This is how it manifests. This is what it looks like. It looks like giving somebody a meal. Give it to them in love. This is what it looks like to mow somebody's lawn. Help your neighbor out of love. This will also have a snowball effect. When somebody is loved and given something without having to give something in return, they will pay it forward. It will open their hearts to love more. It is very important to help others. in many ways, whether they are poor or elderly, or whether they are healthy in body and suffering, maybe depression or financially. Helping each other is so important.
Is there any more information you would like to share with us regarding the coronavirus?
The most important thing is to not be fearful of it. Take the precautions of it. Don't be a spreader of it. It will pass. This too will pass. But don't buy into the fear. Even one person that chooses love over fear, it has a huge ripple effect. Remember that. Hold those in your heart that you love and care about. Hold them in your meditation. Hold them in your space. Don't pray for something specific for them. Just send them your love. Hold them in your love. They will feel that. They may not consciously think that they will, but they will feel it. That is very important. We can take one last question.
What would you like to tell us about the new Earth?
This is all part and parcel of the shifting at this time. The Mother Earth must throw off what is hurting her. She can only sustain so much. So she is creating an upheaval. This is one part of shifting into a new earth. The new earth is much more pure and pristine. We can speak about this in depth in the future, but today we will say that this is part of it. It has been happening. There are many upheavals and many changes. When we say upheavals, sometimes these upheavals come into the form of natural disasters, but most of the upheavals that affect people are in their own heart and in their own lives. When you have drawn a person to you that seems to create strife or negativity or fighting, pull back and look at the situation as a way for you to learn, how is it making you change? These are upheavals, upheavals in relationships, upheavals in groups. This is all supposed to happen. Many humans have believed for a long time that they should so-called live happily ever after, that is the ideal. That is wrong thinking. The thinking needs to be that you are here to grow and change. Life was not meant to be easy. Life was not meant to be a resting place. This is a place you have chosen to come to learn. Some have come to learn many lessons. It is a place where your growth is expanded exponentially, and this is why you came here. You would not go to pay lots of money to a university and not go to class and not study and not get your degree. This is an analogy as you've come into this life to learn many lessons. Some are very, very hard. But the more that you resist them, the more that you fight against that and just want to be happy, the more they will grow. Look at what you have drawn into your life. Why did you draw these lessons into your life? Ask questions. Ask questions of spirit. Ask questions to help you to move through it. And don't be afraid to look at it. Do you ever notice how you look away from a bright light and it becomes brighter? This is purposeful. It will become stronger until you look at it. If you look at something, it grows weaker. You have come here to learn. Don't waste your education. Don't waste it. You will just desire to come back here and do it again. But take this time to learn. This is what you are all here for. We will seek to leave now